It's damn good to have Awesemo.com's Ben Rasa with us for a fun little preview of the College Football National Championship. Arriving on Monday, a rematch of the SEC Championship game between Alabama and Georgia. Before we get to the game, Ben, the big man over at Awesemo.com here, we got the namesake of the company, taking down the DK Millie Maker last week. We're actually talking to Alex later today in an interview that you can see on our Bally Sports Show on Sunday at noon. But what were the vibes like with everyone in the company after his big win?
Yeah, it was very exciting. I do the Sunday morning show with him, so I'm going to say that maybe some of my takes incepted that lineup. That's probably doubtful. Great. But no, it was very cool to see. Obviously, just awesome. A long time coming. He's burned the edges so many times in that exact tournament. It was awesome to see him break through.
Right. Was there cake? Was there Chick-fil-A?
We didn't get any cake.
Nothing.
I know. I got to talk to. These are the kind of questions I hope you ask him, because I didn't get any cake after the big win.
Okay, 1,000%, because we all know he has the money now, so he can't pull that card. Let's get to the title game though on Monday here, Ben. We saw what Bama did to the Dogs, right, in the SEC title game. How much sense does it make to you that Georgia is a 3-point favorite here?
Yeah, so this was one of the fascinating things. When it was quickly clear that it was going to be Alabama and Georgia, it was, they were around 7-point favorite the first time. Bama crushed them, and now we see them still favorite. I do think it's still warranted, though. I know recency bias in one game, but all in all, the body of work from Georgia, unless Bama has their number, we're going to get into it, I think that Georgia is still the rightful favorite.
Yeah, I know it's fresh in our heads. I mean, it's a small, that result of that game, it's a small data point, a collection of data points. I definitely agree with you there. If you look at the first half spread numbers, though, right now, Georgia by 0.5 point. So what do you think about the idea of playing in the first half in this game?
Yeah, I don't mind doing some things like that, maybe even being exotic and go halftime, full-time bet where you're trying to pick the winner of each. And I think really for me, and for Georgia, it's more important for Georgia to get out to a quick start than Alabama. I think Alabama, they have the tools to come back. If Georgia falls behind again and the pressure mounts and it goes to their passing game, I do worry about that. So if you're looking for the first half, if you like Georgia, I do think that Georgia's more likely to win from start to finish than Alabama.
And I know, looking at the total here, the teams combined for 65 points the first time around. So are you feeling the over again?
Yeah, it's a tricky one because, it's just such an outlier game. Georgia's defense, they hadn't given up more than 17 points to any team the entire year. Now, you could say level of competition obviously steps up with Bama, but that 41 points stands out. I think it's kind of an outlier. We're going to find out, obviously. So to me, again, formulating the strategy, crafting the narrative, I think that Georgia, again, wants to slow the game, lean on the defense, lean on the running game, quick passes like we saw against Michigan, where they just had a phenomenal game plan. I lean under because I do think, I'm kind of tipping my hand here, that Georgia may be able to control the tempo.
Yeah, to put it this way, too, I'm looking at here, 41 points the Bulldogs allowed in that game. That was more than 30% of the points that they allowed all season long. Also, the under 7-3 in Georgia's last 10 games as well. So I think you could be onto something here, Ben. Are there any other betting angles, though, you're looking at in this game?
Yeah, so I think one thing we saw, again, against Michigan was they mitigated that pass rush of Hutchinson and co. by getting the ball out extremely quick. A lot of screen passes, a lot of bubble screens, Cook, Bowers. I think we see that again. So if you're looking to player props, things of that nature, I think Georgia's attack is going to be quick, easy throws. Don't make Stetson Bennett drop back 50 times. That is not the recipe. And on the other side, obviously, Georgia always stops the run. So it's going to be, can they force Bryce Young into some mistakes? They weren't able to do it the first time. Those, to me, are the keys to this game.
Yeah, and, Bennett, I think he threw for more than 300 yards. Most of the damage was done in that first half. There's been questions about who should be the starter for them, all season long. I think he put a lot of them to rest, right?
He did. He's been, credit where credit is due. Not that I'm sure Stetson Bennett doesn't really care what I think, but he has been way better than I thought he was. Yeah. He really has shown that he has full control of the team. I just don't think that Georgia wants to get into a back and forth with them. Their strength, their advantage defensively. They've got the backs. Stetson Bennett managed the game, don't win the game.
Yeah. I knew prior to that game, a lot of people were like questioning whether he had the ability to hang points if it became an offensive shootout. So some of those questions answered there. Aside from like betting angles, though, who do you think walks away with the title on Monday? Do you think Kirby Smart can get the monkey off his back and finally defeat his mentor, Nick Saban?
He better, because this is as good a shot. I mean, it's so tough to beat a great team twice. They've got that going for them. I think that Georgia is the best team. I thought Michigan could give them a game, and I was dead wrong about that. Georgia is just phenomenal. I'm hopeful, and I believe that they learned some things from the first time that they played Bama in a game that I'm not saying they didn't show all they could, but Georgia was in the playoff. I think that is an important data point. Even if they lost, as we saw, they were going to get in. Bama, not so much. So all the chips are on the table. I think that Georgia's going to win. I really do. I think their defense will make adjustments. I don't think either team will be able to run the ball. Georgia finally beats Bama in the national championship and gets it done.